And hello and good evening. Let me just check the sound's okay. I think it should be. And hello. Indeed it is. Excellent. Right, I think there's not a lot of people here. I think it's just me and Math. So hi there, Math. Okay, so let's have a look. Well, first of all, just want to share a few links. There is some links here in the chat for Stonksy. 20% off the first month. There actually might be a better off than that at the moment. I'm not sure, but I haven't been given the memo about that, so I'm not quite sure. But anyway, but off the annual one, there's definitely my old code that's been live for a year now, which is SWC10, that gives you 10% off the annual fee for Stonksy. And it is actually coming up to actually pretty much a year since I started using Stonksy. So yeah, happy birthday to me, I think. No, that doesn't make sense. Anyway, you know what I mean. There's also a link there to my YouTube channel. My name is Save with Crypto, by the way, from the YouTube channel called Save with Crypto. I'm standing in for Dave tonight because Dave's off on holiday somewhere in Yorkshire. and hopefully he'll be having a nice time next week. And so I'm actually going to be doing the Stonksy show every weekday this week. That's Monday to Friday from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. UK time. So that is midday UTC to 2 p.m. UTC or 1400 if you're like that. And I'm a very 24-hour person. so yeah. Okay. What else? I'm sure there's another link I was about to share. Oh yeah, there's a BLOFIN link there as well. That BLOFIN link is actually better than my actual BLOFIN link, actually, because I think it gets you VIP 1 fees, I think. So yeah, so use it if you want, I suppose. Yeah. No, seriously though, it is a great exchange. There is also a BitUnix link as well. I haven't got that in my little list though. I must get that ready for the next.
Hey.
Oh, and there's a little alert popped in there. I must get that ready for the next week. Let me just get rid of. Yeah. I'm just going to pause some alerts because I do have some alerts set for a different indicator that might confuse people. So I'm just going to pause all my alerts because I want to set some new ones actually today, because there are some situations that are quite interesting. Let's go and have a look. Math there saying I still use BLOFIN. It's my go-to, mainly because I'm so used to it though. Yeah, that does happen. I actually like using different exchanges, like lots of different ones. And I think the reason for that is I kind of quite like. I'm getting quite good at sort of exploring all the sort of features of them. And I haven't actually found one that's perfect, I must admit. BLOFIN is not bad at all. It's definitely in the top 3, I would say. Bybit has always been my favorite one. But then I realize now that with Bybit, what you can't do, if you're trading BTC USD as an inverse perpetual and you want to be long and short at the same time, you can't. There is a mode you can set, like hedge mode or whatever the other one's called. You can do that. However, you can only do that for BTC USDT pairs. So that's the USDT perpetual. If you want to trade using Bitcoin as your capital, then you can't do the short and long at the same time, which I think is a bit of an oversight, really. I mean, you can do that now with BLOFIN, and I quite often do. Anyway, it looks like there's something happening in the charts. Let's go and have a look what's going on. Oh no, that's just me looking at the weekly. Okay, let me just get rid of that alert. So yeah, I was just looking at this really. I was trying to think, like, where actually are we? And I was looking here at the all-time high of, was that 2025? No, of course we're 2025 now, aren't we? The all-time high that we had in January, that was about there, wasn't it? And then this one here, when was that? That was, see, that one there, the all-time high from 2024 was there, wasn't it? So let's just put that in. Let's just do that with a horizontal array. Now, I don't know if that's relevant, actually. But it's certainly a price that we've gone down to and then kind of like bounce back up, isn't it? So, yeah, interesting that. I think while I'm there, I'm just going to put in that as well, that all-time high, well, what would have been an all-time high in January, because I think they're interesting levels, them two. And yeah. Now, what I was going to look at was Stonksy on the 1 hour. Okay. Right. Stonksy on the 1 hour, and let's just pop on Stonksy. There you go. Right. So I've got the alternate time frame here set to show me when it goes short and goes long on the 1 hour, which is obviously the same as what we're seeing here. So it's actually been short since Friday. Was that yesterday? No, 2 days ago. That's been short since Friday. Now, also the momentum oscillator here is right down here. It did actually hit, I think pretty much hit -1 there. And it started to lift up. It started to go pink. Now, if you look back in the past when that happens, that did it there. And that went up quite nicely, didn't it? If we go back a bit more, this was 20th of August. Came down here, went red, then went pink again, and it went up a bit. Not massively, and bear in mind that's on a red background as well. This one here, a little bit, Let me find an instance when this happened on a green background, because I think that would be more impressive if it ever happened. Don't think it does, though, does it? No, it always happens on a red background, doesn't it? Or on a no background. Actually, that was quite good. So I think I am probably expecting a little bit of upwards movement, which is pretty much contrary to what everyone else is saying at the moment. Everyone's expecting 105, 106, those kind of levels down there. So that's one thing I'm looking out for anyway. So yes, the oscillator here going pink, I think that's a good sign. If we look at it on the 6-minute time frame, this is my other strategy with Stonksy, is to basically look for these green backgrounds like that. And then what you need to look for is when the price, actually, I was going to say when the price crosses the boundary of the inner channel there. I mean, that actually did that, and it kind of like just grinded all the way down there, didn't it? But, it's that kind of thing you want really, when it just like punches into it, crosses it, and then bounces back out, and you get nice movements up like that. That was a bit of a weird one, actually, I must admit. I wonder if that's the best chart to look at. Let me just try a different one. Let's have a look. Oh, okay, right. Look, that's gone green. Right. That's a good sign. Which one's that? That's the BitGet chart. Okay, good. This one is the MEXC. That one is the Bybit. Okay, so seeing that bit of green there on the BitGet chart is good. Yeah, interesting. Now, it might do something like what it did here. It might just, stay at the top of the channel and come down again. If so, that might present a good opportunity for a long. What would be ideal actually is if something happened, like say the price came down, crossed that inner channel, bounced back up, and then at the same time, if we then looked at it on the 1 hour time frame, and we were seeing that would probably be lifting off nicely, and maybe even see a green background or something here just to give that extra confirmation. That would be really nice. The other thing you sometimes get is those little green triangles. I can't see there, but I'm sure you've seen them all before. There you go. Something like that. Or that one there. It's normally a sign you're going to get quite a nice sort of pump up afterwards. So I'm not expecting wonders, but I'm expecting a little bit more of upside movement. Now, the thing is, today is obviously Sunday, and tomorrow the US markets are shut, and also the CME crypto markets are shut as well. I checked earlier on; they're not open until the 2nd of September, which is Tuesday. So yeah, so that's a bit unusual. Let me just have a look at Matt's comments here. Right. Time was when all others measured against Bybit. Guess they're catching up now, especially the non-KYC exchanges. Yeah. I'll tell you what I don't even know if that was real or not. But do you remember, like, was it last year or was it early this year when Bybit got hacked or something, and they, it was like really, really bad. Everyone was thinking, oh my God, that's the second biggest exchange in the world's got hacked. And then they sort of like recovered everything, and then it was kind of like, okay. I'm not sure if that was engineered or what, but it was kind of impressive that they got hacked and then came back to life. It was like, within like a day. That was yeah. But anyway, right. So Math is saying, so is it when the inner channel is more horizontal, the price wicks down to it, then we expect it to reverse? Yeah, maybe it is. I'll have a look in a moment. Let's have a look. Let me get rid of that. You see, I know this 6-minute thing is the time frame that that Dean, aka SMFC, the programmer of the bot, uses quite a lot. So let's have a look. So this here, I mean, you would, if you'd have seen that happen in real time, you'd have thought, oh my God, that's quite a horrific dump into the lower channel. Surely that's going to bounce up, but it didn't. So why would you have known that? I guess if you were looking at the momentum oscillator, you'd think, okay, well, no, that wouldn't make sense, would it? Oh, you'd probably think that that's probably got a bit more downside to come. Yeah, that's an interesting one, actually, because that is the same kind of attack as that, isn't it? Let me find another one. See, that one did it there. Oh, that's on a red background. That doesn't count. So this one here, that's the sort of thing you want. That sort of thing. There you go. This one here, it does do that sometimes, doesn't it? Yeah. So I guess once you've actually crossed over the border, you need to keep an eye on it, really. I mean, I suppose there, if you'd have gone long then, you could have got a better entry by 0.28%, so you'd have missed out on a little bit, but you'd have still be able to, you could, even if you went long there, you could still have gone up to there with a 0.75% increase. So, if you were doing 10x leverage, 7.5%, that would have still have been okay. Yeah. So let's have a look. So this one here, I wonder if I've got the settings set how the same as SMFC does, because SMFC sets them to, hang on. Hang on. Oh, that's not it. Oh, sorry, I'm looking at the wrong one. I'm looking at the oscillator, aren't I? So by default, they're at 7 and 8. I know Dave likes to put those on 8 and 1. Let's see if that makes a difference. No, not particularly. Oh, no, that's to do with the triangles, isn't it? Yeah. Anyway, for the moment, we do have that green background, which is good. Let me just reset that. Right. And the price is going up. So that's really cool. Okay. Right. Let's have a look at some other comments. Can't believe it's just me and Math in here. I wasn't actually, it wasn't part of my brief originally to do the Sunday night. However, my plan was, well, the plan, what I was wanting to do was Monday to Friday, but I messaged Dave this morning, and I thought, well, it's quite an unusual night tonight, isn't it? Because it's the end of the month. It's also a bank holiday in the US, so things are a little bit different. I also I was thinking, for those people who were around last Sunday when he did his show, there was that monstrous red candle that happened during the show, and I was thinking, well, this is quite a vulnerable time of night, because if some whale is going to decide to like dump a load of Bitcoin, it's probably the time to do it. It's like Sunday night, and especially Sunday night on a bank holiday, could be quite a nice treacherous time to really mess up the market. So yeah, there is that. So Math saying, looks like if the inner channel is sloping down at all steeply, the candles ride it down, then head back up when it levels out. God, you're so good at noticing these things. You really are. Looks like the inner channel is sloping down at all steeply. Right. I'm going to check that again. That would be a tricky thing to program into the bot, wouldn't it? Or maybe not. I don't know. Yeah. So here, yeah, you're right, aren't you? So here, that channel was sloping down rather steeply. That makes sense. And then when it bounced, it was starting to level out. Right. And that other one. That other one. Okay, fairly flat. It's all fairly flat then, so that's good. That one's fairly flat, so that behaved. Yeah, I think you're onto something there, Matt. So I keep calling him Matt because I know his real name is Matt, but it's Math. Yeah, you're absolutely right. Big steep dump here, so it follows it down. So actually, if you see the 6 minute, if you see it diving down there, and you see that go onto there, then yeah, watch it like a hawk until it starts to flatten out. And at that point, you're back into the no trade zone. But in that other one, you'd have got a much better entry, wouldn't you? Yeah, very observant. This one here didn't apply. So yeah, it's when it's, there you go. Well done, Math. Yeah, you're absolutely right. If that's sloping down steeply, it hits it and follows it down. Marvelous. It even does it on the red backgrounds, doesn't it? But in fact, on the red background, you could probably still trade it, couldn't you? If you were like looking for a low. In fact, yeah, that there. Yeah, you could certainly do that, couldn't you? I like it. I like it. Well done. That's very observant of you. Brilliant. Oops. Okay. Awesome. All right. Well, that's Bitcoin. I still think it's going to go up a little bit. There is this support line here. Not sure where that's coming from. That is one drawn in automatically by Stonksy. So that's, and that also coincides with the top of the inner band. So we'll see what happens there. Might get a little bit of resistance there, which would be fairly normal, I think. Okay. Right, who else we got? Yeah, we got Cyprian here. Brilliant. Hello, mate. E-gold order filled in. Actually, what I did, because what Cyprian's talking about is a video that I did on my channel earlier on today, and I decided that I was going to sell my e-gold, and then so I set a limit order, and the limit order hadn't finished by the time I'd finished the video, and then I went out for a bit. Just went out with my daughter into town, and I thought I don't really want it to fill and then the price go up loads. So I actually cancelled the order. So at the moment, I've still got the e-gold. So yeah, I don't know. I'm actually thinking now that there's so much FUD right now that it might be a slightly silly time to sell. But there again, I do want to get some of the week's token that I was talking about this morning. We can have a look at that as well. So yeah, so I did actually cancel that one. I might have a look in a minute, see how EGLD is doing. Drone Ranger said, just joined, not sure what I've missed. Do you look at Stonksy and yeah, Quadzilla I'll look at on my own channel. I'm not going to talk about that on this channel. But here we're just looking at Stonksy. Yeah, so yeah, what happens on my channel stays on my channel. Yeah, I'm filling in for Dave, and at the end of the day, this channel is called Stonksy Indicator, so I'm talking about Stonksy here mainly. So yeah, okay, right, okay. Math, I guess which is likely to 10x out of weeks and e-gold. Let's have a look at the chart, shall we? So that's Bitcoin. So let's have a look at. Also, I realized as well when I was looking at e-gold, I think I was looking at the BLOFIN chart, and I think really the one I need to look at is the actual crypto.com chart, which isn't even that one, is it? It's this one here. Let me just turn Stonksy off. If anyone doesn't know about this asset, the chart is horrific. If we go back to the monthly time frame, I mean, this was one of the things that got me into doing YouTube videos, is because I basically bought a load of ERD, which was when it was called Elrond, and I bought it. I bought it for quite a good price. It was actually a kind of swing trade that I did that didn't work out properly. You know, the idea was I was going to sort of like, it was going to go up by 20% and I was going to sell it, and that would be the end of that. And it didn't actually do that. It kind of went down in value as well. So this was back in 2020. And then they rebranded it to eGold. And they did this thing when they did it. They made it so that I think it was like 1,000 ERD became one eGold, with the idea of, you know, giving it sort of like a larger perceived value, I think was the idea. And I mean, even this isn't the whole story. Why isn't that the whole story? Maybe I should be looking at the crypto one. There you go. So basically this was my introduction to, you know, YouTube and all that sort of thing in 2020. I think that's when I started doing YouTube videos. And at the time, eGold, you could do all the stuff on the thing that was called like the MyRDEX. Actually, that was a bit later. Actually, that was like 2020, 2021, I think. And you could do all this like farming to farm this token called MEX and LK MEX, and I did loads of videos about it, and that's what made my channel popular initially, you know. And I watched my eGold, which I'd actually a lot more than I have now for various reasons, and I watched it go all the way up here to $541, and you know, I thought it was going to go to 1,000, and it didn't. It came all the way back down, and it's now at like 14, which is pitiful, absolutely terrible. And I don't know. I don't understand it, because the actual technology of it is really good. Transaction fees are like almost nothing. Transaction speeds are like the fastest I've ever known. It's just phenomenal, but nobody wants to use it. And even today, when I was trying to get my EGLD out of my X Portal wallet, I was thinking, well, I don't want to swap it in X Portal. So if you swap it, even there, if you swap it to like, well, you can actually swap it to things like Bitcoin and stuff like that, but you know, the fees aren't brilliant as far as I remember. So what I really wanted to do was just move the eGold into an exchange, and I was going to move it into Weeks. Like Weeks, you know, it says eGold deposit suspended. You know, so nobody even likes the actual blockchain. You know, it's like, I don't know, it's just useless. Anyway, I digress. Let me just have a quick look what the chat is saying. So Math saying, I guess, which is likely to. Well, the eGold 10xing would be $150. I think that's probably pushing it a bit. The week's market cap is, I think it's like a few $1 million. So for that to 10x, it wouldn't be even at $1 billion. I don't think. It's like, I need to check that. I can have a look in a moment, but the week's market cap is really low, so I could see that getting a lot bigger. I also didn't realize as well that Weeks is kind of like owned by, I think it's owned by Bybit or something. So it's it's not like a tin pot platform, you know. So yeah, there's that. Steve in the UK, got to be careful. Got to be careful. Are watching LOL. Got to be okay. Okay. But by the way, Steve, I saw your Chippy video the other day, and it's really weird. I always thought Steve in the UK, that would be like an English guy. I didn't realize you're. I think are you American or Canadian? I'm not sure. But yeah. So I suppose that's why I used to be like, you know, me in France sort of thing. Obviously, I wasn't French, was I? But I was a English bloke in France. Math, their random rebrand didn't do them any favors. I think that Multiverse X thing is just absolute rubbish. It's like, it's just, I don't know what how they were thinking then. It's just like a terrible idea. It doesn't mean anything, does it? You know, I suppose at the time there was all that kind of metaverse stuff going, but you know, they must have known that was just a bit of a fad anyway. So there's that. And then you've got a token called EGLD, but it's called Multiverse X. You know, you'd think that'd be called like MVX or something, you know, and it's not. And then in the actual DEX, you know, you've got a token called MEX, which has the most weirdest tokenomics in the world. And I don't know, it's just, I just think it's really weird. And oh dear, yeah, terrible. Stephen UK is from California. Oh, that's cool. Okay, great. Whereabouts in California? Sorry, I don't mean to dox you, but I've spent quite a bit of time in, well, mostly LA actually, around about this, around sort of Marina Del Rey sort of area. I used to work for a company who, basically, what they used to do, they used to send me on training courses, up in there. Oh well, kind of not quite Marina Del Rey. It was a place called Jandy Place, actually, just off Sentinella Avenue. And that's where I used to go and do all my training. But the training used to be for like weeks on end. So I remember one year, I think, like a long time ago actually, but one time I had a training course that lasting 4 weeks. Then I had another one lasting 2 weeks that was like a month later. And I actually said to my my company that I work for in London, I said, any chance I could have my vacation between the two courses? And they said, well, we're not paying your expenses when you're there. And I said, no, that's fine, And it actually meant that I was actually in LA for wherever that is. It's, I don't know, it was about 2 months in the end. It was brilliant. And yeah, I actually love it there, actually. I believe it's quite different now, but grew up in San Jose, lived in San Diego for 9 years. Oh, that's cool. Actually, some friends of mine. It's actually my wife's best friend, who they met in. I think they met at school in Buckinghamshire, I think it was, and her friend moved out to Pleasanton near San Francisco, like 30 odd years ago, and that's when I first met my wife. That's who we went to see, over in Pleasanton, California, and it was really cool actually, because that's when we ended up sort of like spontaneously getting married in Las Vegas and stuff. But this friend and my wife, she moved down to San Diego, and she'd been there for the last sort of 15 years or so. And weirdly enough, they actually they moved to the UK about a month ago, and they're living just around the corner from me, which is brilliant. And it would have been great if my wife was still alive, and she could, she'd have had a best friend around the corner, which would have been amazing. But yeah, sadly, she's not around. Yeah, nice. Yeah. So what are you doing in the UK then? I think you're in the UK, aren't you? I think you are. Well, obviously, Steve in the UK, but yeah, I don't know. And do you find it a bit grey and chilly and all that? Anyway, I'm digressing a little bit, aren't I? So E-Gold, I don't know. Yeah, so that video I did this morning, I don't know. I cancelled the order to sell it. My thinking is I would be selling at the bottom, but I want to buy something else that's at the bottom, or something that I believe might go up a lot in value. And what I was looking at was not that. I was looking at this one, week's token, which is definitely not at the bottom, is it? That's seriously not at the bottom. That's on its way up. So I'd be buying that at the top. But the thinking is that has a really small market cap, and that could go a lot further. Let me just get up coin market cap. Let's have a look. Coin market cap on there. Don't need to log in. So I just talk amongst yourselves. I'll be there in a sec. Right. Okay. So this is coin market cap, and first of all, let me just have a look at the market cap of E-Gold. Right. So the fully diluted value of E-Gold is, wow, it isn't very much actually, is it? Oh God, this is a dilemma actually. 455 million. How has that got so small? That used to be way bigger than that. That was it, well into the billions. Well, I suppose it would have been, wouldn't it? Because if the price of the token was for 10. Well, if the price of a token was 20 times that, that would have been 10 billion, wouldn't it? Jesus. I mean, what would you think? I mean, would you think, okay, well, that's that's a token that's having a bad time, or is that something that's dead and people just don't care about? Unfortunately, I think it's something that's dead and people don't care about it. I think, these days, probably, it's a shame to say it, but with all the work and stuff that's gone into it, I think people are going to think of that as being a dinosaur coin. Week's token. So this is looking really, really, really healthy, and this has got, okay, it's bigger than I thought, 230 million. So this has got half the market cap of EGLD, but it's looking quite alive, isn't it? The other one I was interested in as well. I haven't totally made up my mind. I just made a video this morning, just pondering my thoughts. The other one here is the Femex token as well, which has a FDV of 825 million. And that one's come down quite a lot since 2024. I wonder why that's happened. So, yeah, that's interesting. There's another one as well, isn't there? What is there? What was it? BLOFIN hasn't got one. Weeks. MXC's ones. MX. What's it called? MX. Is that it? That's it, isn't it? MX token. See, that one's quite big already. That's 2.65 billion. So, yeah, I don't know. Obviously, the thing to have done would have been to have bought Weeks token a year ago. That would have been amazing, wouldn't it? But I don't know. Certainly these like dips here could be nice and lucrative, couldn't they? If you got a increase up from like, actually it's not massive, is it? 377 to 383. I don't know. I might have to rethink that a little bit. But I do fancy swapping an asset that's devalued a lot for another asset that either has the ability to grow a lot or is devalued because of some other reason. I don't know. So yeah. Fall in love with the British woman. Okay. Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I did that once. a few times actually. I've been here 20 years already. Oh, blimey. Okay. Nice. Cool. Excellent. So I was only going to do about an hour tonight, unless anyone's got anything particular they want to talk about or mention. Let's have a look at Bitcoin again, because I think it's doing all right, actually. Just looking at it through the corner of my eye under the monitor. I did draw these levels in earlier on. They're just like weekly levels. Oh, they aren't. They're from those two I drew earlier, aren't they? Sorry, I'm getting my charts confused. Let's look at that. A bit zoomed in. It's doing okay, isn't it? That's Stonksy on the 5 minute. Stonksy on the 6 minute. Which one was it? It was that one, wasn't it? The BitGet chart that's still green. Right, so we've got a green triangle there. That to me looks like it's going to go up. So yeah, and I'm pleased about that because I'm actually long on Bitcoin at the moment. Also on Solana as well, actually. So let's have a quick look at that. Which is okay. That's all right. So that's Solana on BitGet. Let me find one with a bit more history. Maybe the Coinbase. I was hoping to see one of those green backgrounds, but we've got the little green triangle there. It's looking all right to me, I think. I think, you know, all the fears of the 105 and stuff might not be just at the moment. Famous last words, probably get one of those like monster candles, monster red candles like Dave had last week. That'd be funny, wouldn't it? But yeah, so it's going to be a funny day tomorrow because I'm going to be doing the live stream tomorrow at 1 o'clock. So, there's going to be no New York Open. So I don't know. Is the market just going to drift sideways, or maybe drift up a little bit and then smash down on Tuesday? Hard to say, isn't it? Anyway, so look at some more comments. Oh, Perdita, hiya. Anyone longing WLFI for a bit of fun? That's that World Liberty Finance thing, isn't it? Is that on the chart yet? I'm not. My friend Mr. Delta was asking me about it. And I watched a video about it, and I just thought I'm not going to get involved. It's going to be like another Trump thing, isn't it? Interesting though. But yeah, that is the sort of thing I was expecting actually. And was that all today? It was, wasn't it? Oh, I see. It's been around a while. So okay? So it was born on whenever that was. Oh, was that this morning, or was that just how long it's been on Binance? Saturday. All right. Yeah. No, I'm not long in it. It might be quite good fun though, mustn't it? Yeah, you know, if you've got a little bit of money to sort of gamble with. Where can you trade it? Can you trade it? I can trade it on BLOFIN. Is that that's just oh, that's perpetual. Jesus. Okay. So you can trade it with leverage on BLOFIN. Wow. Okay. Yeah, I'm not. Although now you've mentioned it, it's sort of tempting, isn't it? Oh, what could you do here? You could probably use the 6-minute thing, couldn't you? Does that work? The problem is it hasn't got any history because it was only born yesterday, wasn't it? Look, there's that would have been good, wouldn't it? Oh, bloody hell, it is tempting, I must admit. But you've got to be prepared for this sort of stuff, haven't you? Yeah. I don't know. I'm not sure. Not sure I can handle the stress of it, actually. Might be fun for a little gamble though. Yeah. Maybe. And to be honest, you know, Stonksy 6, no, Stonksy 1 hour, right? So the Stonksy 1 hour there, that went green. And you could, oh Jesus, you could have got a 47% increase with that. I might have a little look at that later, actually. It's not going to be the sort of thing I'm going to hang on to or buy, but I didn't realize you could trade it on leverage, you know, as a perpetual without actually buying it. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I might give it a go. Is anyone else doing it? So you're saying, oh, launching tomorrow. Oh, on spot. They launched Perps first, then Spot Monday. Oh, they did that before with something, didn't they? What was that? What was it? Was that Melania? Wasn't that's what they did with that, wasn't it? So what was that? What would that mean? That means if you launch Perpetual first, what are they expecting to happen? Then Spot on Monday. Because you think it'd be the other way around, wouldn't you? So Perp started 23rd. We can't. Oh shit! Sorry. So sorry. I've done that before, haven't I? Right. I'll repeat what I just. Yeah. So what I was looking at this on the 6-minute time frame, and they were saying like, you know, actually no, the 1 hour. Look at this in the 1 hour time frame, and this is actually really good, wasn't it? Because like it went green on Wednesday, and then you know from there up to there, 48%. Brilliant. So yeah, very good indeed. Yeah, just trying to think how I would trade that. I mean, would it make sense to? I'd kind of. I'm almost a bit reluctant to use Stonksy because like there's so little history there. So it would be kind of gambling a little bit. But nevertheless, I suppose these momentum, well, this oscillator line here, this would give us a clue, wouldn't it, if people are actually buying it or not? So at the moment, I suppose with it being a holiday weekend, you know, there's not much interest. Could that go up a lot? Probably could, couldn't it? Yeah, I don't know. I might do a little. I might do a little bet with it, but if you're looking at something that moves up 41% and then, you know, in the same day moves down 22%, think very carefully about your leverage because, you know, obviously on Forex leverage, a 25% move will wipe you out completely, unless you've got tons of margin. So, yeah, be very, very careful doing that. Yep, let me get rid of that. Okay, yeah. Sorry about not showing the screen. That was a bit of an oversight, wasn't it? It's just going to go back to, let's have a look at Ethereum. Actually, I think Ethereum's done well today, isn't it? It has, hasn't it? I have to say, I'll give it to Stonksy. Yeah, look, that crossed over into the green bit there at 1:36 this morning, UK time. And it's gone up beautifully since then, hasn't it? So you even got the confirmation triangle there. So that was a good move with Stonksy there. Very good indeed. What else is there? Let's have a look at something like. So I know TMG was looking at Pumped Up Fun. That has actually just gone green with a green confirmation as well. Yeah, I think it's a gambling day today. I think you could probably have quite a bit of fun just just messing around with that kind of stuff. Yeah, interesting. I wouldn't. It's not kind of my sort of thing, really. I'm mainly looking at Bitcoin, really, because Bitcoin's looking really nice. I think I'm not expecting it to go up to all-time high, but let's have a look at the CME as well. That's worth looking at. What shall I have? Actually, I think I made a layout especially for it. Yeah. Right. So this CME gap here, this was the one from last weekend, and really all that happened there was it slightly went into it, which was, hardly anything really. So that is more like that now. And obviously that remains unfilled. The CME on Friday closed here at about 108,280, something like that. So this won't open again now till Tuesday, or maybe late Monday night, I think. So that's going to present an interesting thing, isn't it? If the price goes up, will it go into this area before Tuesday? Because if it does, that doesn't really count, does it? So that's going to be interesting. So maybe we won't go that far. Maybe we're just looking at, another $1,000 or so. And then we get the big dump, maybe. I don't know. Anyway. So to me, it's all looking okay. It's good to see a bit of green in the market. Even e-gold's up, isn't it? Ethereum's doing very well. Borg, yeah, Swiss Borg. That's the other thing, I thought with that e-gold, do I just sell it and buy Borg with it? The only thing is, the Swiss Borg will probably 2 or 3x, but it's not going to 20x, is it? I don't think, anyway. So things like Say and Sol, they're all doing okay. Link, what did Link do? Link came down a bit, didn't it? How does that look on the 1 hour? Yeah, I don't think I'd touch Link at the moment. Might be interesting, if you put the Stonksy oscillator on and look for Link on the 1 hour coming down to the bottom here, like it did there, because that would have been nice, wouldn't it? Okay, Ton is looking fairly lively. Yeah, no, it's all good. Okay. I have toyed with the idea of trying to stay awake tonight and doing the monthly candle close. I'm not sure if I am. I think I'll probably be asleep by then, but it is worth bearing in mind. That's not here, by the way. That would be on my channel. It is worth here noting that the monthly candle is looking very red, and that's going to be red unless we go above. Sorry, completely the wrong asset there. That's tau. It's better. Okay, so for Bitcoin, the monthly candle close is going to be red unless we go above 115673, which that's a $6,000 move. I can't see that happening, but there again, it could. No, seriously, I think in the next, next 4 hours, I think that's probably unlikely. 5 hours, I think, isn't it? I think that's unlikely. So it will be a red candle close, but that's okay. At least it won't. Well, as long as it doesn't go below 107,020. If it does that, it's going to be a bearish engulfing candle, isn't it? Like that, which then brings the price down. If it remains a non-engulfing one, it should be okay. See, that one was like a engulfing one, wasn't it? But this one here wasn't, and the price went up. Yeah, but I think unless anything crazy happens, then I'll probably just go to bed and I'll wake up in the morning and see what the damage is, and yeah, so that's cool. Okay, so Pedita is saying at least it's not engulfing. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, sorry, I didn't actually realize your comment until I'd said it. But yeah, that's cool. Okay, well, it's 8 o'clock now in the UK, so I'm gonna leave it there, and going to say thank you for everyone who came along. So I can actually say thank you to everyone, can't I? So thank you to Perdita, thank you to Steve in the UK, thank you to Math, and thank you to Cyprian. So yeah, brilliant. All right, I'll see you all tomorrow at 1 p.m. UK time, and yeah, have a great night, and let's hope we do get maybe a $6,000 move upward tonight, and we do get a green candle close, or we don't get a bearish engulfing one. All right, take care, everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow. All right. Oh, do click like on the way out, please, and make sure you are subscribed and all that stuff. And please do come over to my stream and subscribe to that as well. Although I think all of you are anyway. So yeah, good. So nice to have my mates with me. All right, take care. Bye.